This video is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and while supplies last, if you mention Saffron Olive in your order notes, we'll hook you up with a free Saffron Olive sticker with any Card Kingdom order. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Budget Magic. So this week, we are heading to Modern to play another Turn 2 combo deck. This one, I don't know, Leyline of Abundance combo, Freed Abundance. Basically, we're kind of a three-piece combo deck, trying to get Leyline of Abundance, along with a Mana Dork, along with Freed from the Real on the Mana Dork to make infinite mana, maybe infinitely big attackers, and win the game. So, as you can see, slightly over $100 in paper, 60 ticks on Magic Online. Still, not a bad deal for a deck that can kill people literally on turn 2. A quick reminder before we break down Leyline of Abundance combo for Modern. If you enjoyed this deck and you enjoy Budget Magic in general, it would be so sweet of you if you could take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk Freed Abundance, Freed from the Real combo. So the plan of this deck, it's basically a combo deck. The most important piece of the deck, the card that we need to make the plan work, is Leyline of Abundance. And thanks to the London Mulligan rule, odds are pretty good that we can find one. We're actually a deck that is more or less mulliganing to find Leyline of Abundance fairly aggressively. So Leyline of Abundance lets our Mana Dorks tap for 2 mana instead of 1, essentially. Whenever we tap them for mana, we get an extra green mana, and then we can pay 8 mana to put a counter on all of our stuff. So this is the engine that drives our deck. So step 2 after Leyline of Abundance is a Mana Dork. So for this, we have 3 different options. Number 1, Birds of Paradise. This is a card that allows for the turn 2 kill with the deck. If we can put Leyline into play on turn 0, Birds of Paradise on turn 1, and we have a third combo piece, we just win the game with infinite mana on turn 2. We also have Paradise Druid and Sylvan Caryatid. These are Mana Dorks that are a little slower. We can't win until turn 3 because they cost 2 mana. However, they both have Hexproof, or Paradise Druid kind of this pseudo Hexproof if it's untapped, which means we are safer to throw a Freed from the Real on our Paradise Druid or Sylvan Caryatid because we don't have to worry about getting blown out by removal and response. So step 1, Leyline. Step 2, Mana Dork. Step 3 is Freed from the Real. So Freed from the Real allows us to pay a blue to tap enchanted creature, but more importantly, pay a blue to untap enchanted creature. So if we can get this set up with a Freed from the Real on our Birds of Paradise or whatever Mana Dork with Leyline of Abundance going, we basically can tap Birds of Paradise for 2 mana, use 1 of that mana to untap our Birds of Paradise, tap Birds of Paradise for 2 mana, use 1 of that mana, untap Birds of Paradise. That gives us infinite green mana, and the most powerful thing about Leyline of Abundance is it's also our win condition. So we tap and untap our Birds of Paradise a couple hundred times, then we just activate the 8 mana, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature we control ability, 20-ish times, make a massive Birds of Paradise. It has flying, swing over, kill our opponent, and when things go well, we can do this on turn 2. Turn 0, Leyline of Abundance, turn 1, Birds of Paradise, turn 2, untap land, Freed from the Real on Birds of Paradise, start the tapping and untapping, infinite mana, infinitely big birds, kill our opponent on turn 2. Drift of Phantasms helps us find our Freed from the Real, basically extra copies we can transmute for it. Also can find our backup win condition, Blue Sun Zenith. So Blue Sun Zenith, a little clunky in the deck because we make infinite green mana, so we still need to be able to produce the blue mana necessary for Blue Sun Zenith. But if we have the blue mana from multiple Mana Dorks, our mana base, we make infinite mana, make some blue mana, cast a massive Blue Sun Zenith for like X equals 60 or whatever, targeting our opponent, make them draw their entire deck, win the game by milling our opponent out with 1 card. Otherwise, Duskwatch Recruiter basically takes advantage of our infinite mana. If we have Duskwatch Recruiter, we can make a bunch of mana, then we can dig through our deck to find our Drift of Phantasms, then we can Drift of Phantasms to get our Blue Sun Zenith, then we can Blue Sun Zenith to kill our opponent. So kind of extra steps, and often takes an extra turn because of the blue mana pinch, but it is a way we can just draw all the creatures from our deck, and it's especially important if our Mana Dork is Sylvan Caryatid. Sylvan Caryatid has Defender, so if we make infinite mana with Sylvan Caryatid, sure, we can pump it a million times, but it still can't attack. So we kind of need an extra piece if we're going on the Sylvan Caryatid combo plan. Otherwise, For interaction, Vapor Snag, Echoing Truth, slow down our opponent, Spell Pierce, Mana Leak, Avoid Slime, which is in the deck basically because we can tutor it with Drift of Phantasms, the upside of having a 3-mana counter to protect our combo pieces. Mana Base, a little bit weird, but Lumbering Falls is kind of sweet with our combo. In theory, if we're comboing late in the game, we can fire up Lumbering Falls. It becomes a creature that taps for 2 mana thanks to our Leyline of Abundance. Put the Freed from the Real on it. It has hexproof. It can attack, kill our opponent. Yamaya Coast, a bunch of basic lands. In the sideboard, Veil of Summer and Negate give us more protection for our combo. Veil of Summer can also fizzle discard like Thoughtseize, which could disrupt us. Torment Script for graveyard decks. Weather the Storm is our aggro hate to gain a bunch of life. Beast Within, basically our catch-all. It can get rid of a Trodland. It can get rid of an Ensnaring Bridge that's keeping us from winning the game. It can get rid of a Planeswalker. Kind of just hits anything. Yes, our opponent gets a beast, but in theory, we just combo off and win through a beast anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And that is Freed Abundance for Modern, and that's our budget Magic deck for this week. So let's get to the gameplay, see how Freed Abundance works in practice. How consistently can we turn 2 kill people with Freed Abundance? Will it be anywhere close to Hammer time last week? Let's find out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. All right. Budget Magic time. We are playing, oh my goodness, some infinite abundance, I guess. We start with Leyline of Abundance. This hand is interesting. We have what we need to go infinite. We don't have a way to win because Sylvan Caryatid has Defender. So we make a huge Caryatid. I guess, okay, so the way we can win eventually is with Lumbering Falls. Caryatid next turn. The following turn, try to go infinite. Well, Forest and... let's go Paradise Druid. This is actually higher upside. This means if our opponent taps out, we win next turn. Watery Grave for our opponent untapped. And Thought Scours. Yup. Well, this is a huge turn. Huge. Huge, huge, huge. If our opponent taps out, we get to Freed from the Real and just win the game. Opponent passes. Alright, let's play Sylvan Caryatid. Opponent Logic Knots. Yeah, let's Mana Leak. Get our Caryatid. Lumbering Falls. Pass the turn. Alright. Discard is still annoying. Otherwise, we're kind of where we want to be. Opponent. Sylvan Caryatid lets us go infinite for sure. Down to 13 on tap land. Lightning Bolt's Paradise Druid. Unearth Snapcaster Mage. Huh. For Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt's our face, and okay. Now, unless our opponent has Force of Negation, we should win. We draw a Leyline, so... Freed from the Real. Untap. Tap. Untap. Oh no. I clicked the wrong button. Now we don't win. Okay. Misclick. So now we pass the turn. I guess we click tap again instead of untap. Opponent. Well, if they have like an edict, they could get out from this. Otherwise, we still win next turn. Goblet Guide. Opponent goes to combat. No attacks. Okay. So now we should be fine. Let's see if we can do this without misclicking. So, tap to add blue. Untap. Tap to add blue. Untap. Tap to add blue. Oh boy, this is going to take a lot of clicks. Hopefully our opponent scoops. Untap. Tap to add blue. Untap. I guess our opponent can chump block. Tap to add blue. Untap. Tap to add blue. Untap. Tap to add blue. Untap. Blue. Untap. Blue. Untap. Alright, opponent. They do scoop it up. We would have gotten there eventually. What we needed to do is make a ton of mana, then eventually fire up the Lumbering Falls, and then make a ton more mana and make them infinitely big with Leyline of Abundance, and then finally win the game. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're playing against some sort of Snapcastery aggro deck. Let's bring in Veil of Summers. We can go down an Echoing Truth. Maybe Weather the Storm? Like, go up a Weather the Storm for 1 Blue Sun Zenith and run it like that? Let's try it like that. Alright. Well, we got the combo. It's going to take a million clicks. It's so much easier in paper. This is a deck that a lot cleaner and easier to play in the paper world, but... Ooh, okay. Okay. We will keep because we have Leyline. And we have Mana Dorks. And we have Freed from the Real, so... Dream Draw? Spire Bluff Ganail for our opponent. Swift Spear. We would like to draw more lands, because Birds of Paradise does tend to die. Well, play a Forest, play Birds of Paradise, pass the turn. Breeding Pool, untapped. And Destructive Revelry. Alright, so that does slow us down. Opponent combat attacks. Yup, down to 15. Well, play Sylvan Caryatid. Pass the turn. Opponent. So now we do need to find another Leyline. Opponent goes to combat, attacks. Yeah, we're not going to risk our Caryatid here. We'll take our beats. Down to 13. Land for our opponent, passes. Well, play Paradise Druid. Pass the turn. We did draw another Leyline, too. Yeah, pass the turn. Opponent cracks. So in theory, we're like 2 turns away from maybe winning. Opponent untaps. Bloodstain Mire. Cracks it. Gets a... Steam Vents. Untapped. Lightning Bolts our face. Down to 10. And, oh god. Anger of the Gods. Yeah, that does it. Yep. Alright. Yeah, Veil of Summer doesn't save us from that. Okay, let's go with negates, now that we see what our opponent's doing. Man, Weather the Storm seems like it could maybe be sweet. Alright, try it like that. 1 Veil of Summer, both Weather the Storms. In this matchup, just gaining infinite life with Weather the Storm seems like it could be good enough. We get to play first. Alright, we got a Leyline. I mean, we actually have the full combo. It's a turn 3 combo. But we do have the full combo. I guess Leyline of Combustion. Okay. Land go. That's interesting. Opponent untaps. Spire Bluff Ganail. And Goblin Guide. Gets it. Top card is a Forest. Opponent passes. We'll play a Forest. Play Paradise Druid. Pass the turn. And let's see if they can kill our Leyline or do something. Opponent Polluted Delta. Combat. Attacks. We get a land. Hits us down to 16. And passes. Do we go for it? Opponent has mana up. Let's play Sylvan Caryatid. Play Yavimaya Coast. Pass the turn. No attacks. Opponent. Cracks Delta. Watery Grave tapped. Well, okay. Polluted Delta. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks. Well, we'll block with Caryatid. Opponent passes. Well, okay. Freed from the Real. Opponent cracks. Watery Grave. Untapped. What do they got? Archmage's Charm. That is fine. So, Yavimaya Coast. Freed from the Real. Tap for blue. Untap. And this is game. Tap for blue. Untap. We just make an infinite amount of mana. Activate Leyline an infinite amount of times. It takes a lot of clicks. And we need to not misclick. But tap, untap. Tap, untap. Tap, untap. Tap, untap. Tap, untap. Tap, untap. Leyline. And let's see if our opponent makes us play it out. Tap for blue, untap. Tap for blue, untap. And opponent, scoops it up, and that's the plan through the disruption. That's turn 4. That's not as fast as it could possibly get, but yeah. I mean, that's the plan, and it worked through a counterspell. Not bad. That is what Leyline of Abundance can do. With a bunch of hexproof mana dorks and freed from the Real. Game. Alright, sweet. Alright, budget magic time. We are looking to go infinite with Leyline of Abundance and Freed from the Real. And this hand, no Leyline. Yeah, we're gonna mulligan. Ooh, okay. This hand's sweet. We get to start with a Leyline and a Birds of Paradise. Wow. We're like a untapped blue source away from winning on turn 2. So we'll put Paradise Druid to the bottom. Actually, Should we go Caryatid? Let's put Caryatid to the bottom. Paradise Druid can actually attack. So, Leyline. Forest. Birds of Paradise. Pass the turn. See what our opponent's up to. Ziggurat. And Noble Hierarch. Well, come on, blue mana. Sylvan Caryatid. Well, play the land. Play Paradise Druid. Play Sylvan Caryatid. Pass the turn. Well, now we just have to hope that our opponent doesn't have, like, Kite Sail Freebooter. Would ruin our day. Cavern of Souls. Otherwise, we got the turn 3 win. Our budget mana is slowing us down a bit. If we were playing fetch lands... Oh, they really have it? Oh, they do have Freebooter. Alright, well, now we need another Freed from the Real to win. Although the good news is we can just keep growing our team. Ugh. Opponent, another Noble Hierarch. Running them out. Well, opponent passes. Bounce Spell would be nice. Another Freed from the Real. Sylvan Caryatid. Yeah, let's just pass. Oh, that is a little bit unfortunate. Opponent untaps. Yeah, budget mana. What do you got, opponent? Freebooter. Well, this one doesn't do much of anything. Yup. And Meddling Mage. Ugh. Oh, the nightmares. Oh, from the turn 2 kill to the possibly can't win period. Names Freed from the Real. Yeah, so now we need multiple pieces for this to work. Opponent gets in. Well, let's grow our team. Opponent hits us. Yup. Down to 17. Untaps. Well, there's our blue mana. Well, play the blue mana. Pass the turn. Well, we'll see. I mean, we have good defense. It's going to take a while to be able to block a Freebooter because of these Hierarchs, but... opponent. Mantis Rider. Well, that kind of speeds up the clock a bit. Now our opponent can hit us for 5. Oh, God. Yeah, I think they got us. Ugh. Alright. Well, this is a game where if we were playing non-budget, we would have won on turn 2. But there is a downside to the budget mana. This deck is close to the budget limit, so we have to make some painful choices, and one of those choices is playing budget mana. Opponent hits us for 6. With 2 layers of protection, it's going to be difficult for us to get out of this, and our opponent's board is just huge. Now, play Duskwatch Recruiter. Play Sylvan Caryatid. Pass the turn. Opponent. Champion of the Parish. Growing the Dorks. Yup. Jeez, more action? Oh my god. Wow. Alright. Well. Yeah. Well, in some ways this shows the power of the deck that if we had a less budget mana base, we would have just won. But we had no green mana, and I mean that is a drawback to the deck. We had the turn 2 kill, but we couldn't execute because of the mana. Like, we had all the pieces except for the mana for the turn 2 kill, which, in a world of, like, fetch lands for shock lands and fast lands, that's almost never going to happen. Like, it's very unlikely that would happen in that world, so, I mean, it still shows the consistency of power of the combo, even in a losing effort, I would say. Unfortunately, we don't have a super strong setup for this matchup. We can bring in some Beast Withins as a way to kill, like, Meddling Mages, which is fine. We got our bounce spells. Our counters don't do much, so... I mean, the plan is basically the same as always. Humans can't really stop the turn 2 kill. So if we have the turn 2, turn 3 kill, we should be fine. We just, didn't quite have the mana last time. Sadly, like, Birds of Paradise, like, a lot of these cards feel like they shouldn't be that expensive, but they are. Like, Birds of Paradise is, like, $25 a playset. Sylvan Caryatid is, like, 12. This is, like, 10. This is almost 10. This is almost 10. So, even though we had a bunch of random commons and uncommons, it ends up being pretty taxing on the budget. Ugh, oh dear. Alright, well, keep mulliganing. The no Leyline into no lands into, oh god. Alright, I guess we're going to 4. Alright, I guess we keep. This is not good. Vapor Snag, Freed from the Real, Sylvan Caryatid to the bottom. Oh, yeah. I think we're done. I don't know if there's... So how can we possibly win this game? I guess we just draw combo pieces. We sort of can piece together our mana. Plains for our opponent. Ether Vial. And passes. I'll play the Forest. Play Paradise Druid. Pass the turn. Yeah, we really need to win that first one where we had the combo. Like, this is something that happens with the deck on occasion. Like, the mulligan into combo, it's pretty consistent with London mulligans. But every once in a while, we're going to have games like this. So we really need to take advantage of the games where we do have our combo. Maybe we need to rebuild the mana base in a way to... It's just so hard on a budget. Like, tap lands also ruin it. I just don't think there's another option apart from playing the sketchy mana, honestly. Opponent. Passing. Well, play Paradise Druid. So Drift of Phantasms can find us, are freed from the real, but it doesn't really do anything until we also find a Leyline. So we're multiple pieces away, and our opponent's clock is growing, and we don't really have any defense for it. Horizon Canopy for our opponent. And triple white mana. Militia Bugler. Grows the Dorks. Goes dig it. Yeah, I think they got us. Ugh. Well, we are in the Moldifor on this one. This is just one of our mulligan games that happen every so often with the deck. The first game is the one that was brutal. Opponent combat. Attacks. Hits us for 6, yeah. Down to 13. Oh my god. More? Meddling Mage. Yeah, alright. Sure, we just don't have enough cards or pieces to get out of that. Whoo! Well, that game 1 was brutal. Game 2, that happens when you play a combo deck like this with lots of mulligans. Game 1, though, that one was sad, because we had the turn 2 kill minus, the budget mana. Well, we'll get them next time. Alright, budget magic time. We are playing some Leyline of Abundance combo, and we got no Leyline. We're mulliganing. This is a good hand minus Leyline. We can just, like, play stuff. Alright, we'll keep it. We'll put a land to the bottom. And see what happens. I mean, keeping a hand without any combo pieces isn't ideal, but... Mountain for our opponent. Foundry Street Denizen. Opponent passes. I'll play a Forest. Play Paradise Druid. Play Birds of Paradise. And hope we draw into a Leyline. Oh boy, could you imagine a Goblin Chain Whirler? If there was a Goblin Chain Whirler, our life would be very bad. Foundry Street number 2 for our opponent. And a land. And Foundry Street number 3. Okay, that's a lot of Foundry Streets. Opponent, combat. Yeah, this might be a tricky matchup. We don't really have much cheap removal. I think we actually have to, unfortunately, block with Paradise Druid. Untap. Freed from the real. Well, play Duskwatch Recruiter. Yavimaya Coast. Yeah, this is the risk of keeping hands without a Leyline, which is why this deck kind of takes advantage of London mulligans. It's possible and maybe likely that we should have kept mulliganing. Opponent going to bolt our Duskwatch. Well, we might as well activate. Ooh, Leyline to the bottom. No creatures. All right. Well, that's not ideal. Well, that's one Leyline we're not going to draw. Duskwatch down. Land and Bushwhacker. There's a Bushwhacker. Yeah. Well, I think our main plan for winning this matchup is just to mulligan into our combo. The good news is 8-Whack, while they have a fast clock, they don't have that much interaction. So if we can mulligan into our combo pieces, I think we can just race. Alright, pass the turn. Yeah, pass the turn. I don't think we want to run out freed from the real. It opens us up to winning if we just top deck Leyline, but it also opens us up to losing to a removal spell. I guess we could always use freed from the real as a removal spell at some point, which is also not ideal, but opponent. Legion Loyalist. Oh god. Well, Vapor Snag of Foundry Street. This is not ideal. Yeah, here they come. Opponent, combat. Gets in. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think we're dead. Down to 5. Opponent passes. Alright, not a Leyline, and we scoop it up. Well, there's the fizzle rate. For having the turn 2 win potential, there's risk, and the risk is fizzling. So Veil of Summer, or no, Weather the Storm's in. Spell Pierce, Void Slime out. Run it like that. Yeah, we don't have much. Gaining life could be helpful. Basically, we gotta hit our Leyline. This is another functional hand with no Leyline, so we're gonna ship it. Alright, this hand has potential. We will put Spell Pierce to the bottom. Start with a Leyline. Forest, Birds of Paradise. Pass the turn. So we need a untapped blue source to win this turn. Goblin Guide. Opponent, combat. Attacks. Top card, untapped blue source. Oh my god, it's untapped blue source. Okay. That looks like a turn 2 kill to me. So, I mean, unless there's like a gut shot, but freed from the real. On our Birds of Paradise. Yavimaya Coast. Untap. And that's the turn 2 kill. Tap for blue. Untap. Tap for blue. Untap. We do have to do this a lot of times unless our opponent scoops. Tap, and we can't misclick or we fizzle. Tap for blue, untap, tap for blue, untap. And this is our plan, just race. I mean, this is another turn 2 kill. Untap, blue, untap, blue, untap. Counter on our dorks. This might get our opponent to scoop. Not yet. Blue, untap. I mean, we basically have to do this till our Birds of Paradise is 20 power, which that is a lot of clicks without making a mistake unless our opponent decides to scoop. So there is still a chance that we lose this just by misclicking once out of like 1,000 clicks. Well, 2 power. Blue. Untap. Blue. Untap. Is our opponent really going to make us do this whole thing? All right. Blue. Untap. Blue. Untap. Blue. Untap. This would be so much easier in paper. We'd just be like, do this a million times, add 1,000 counters to Birds of Paradise, attack you. It would take like 5 seconds in paper. What it's going to take probably 5 minutes on Magic Online. And opponent, okay, opponent does scoop it up. They see what's happening. That is turn 2 kill. Another turn 2 kill budget deck. 2 weeks in a row. We've been turn 2ing people in Modern, and okay. Let's do that again. I mean, that's how we win. That's our plan against this deck. Mulligan for Leyline, combo off, win the game. Mulligan for Leyline, combo off, win the game. Opponent has a fast clock, but if we turn 2 or maybe turn 3 them, we should be fast enough. That was our best kill yet. I'm still not super confident we're going to win this matchup. It does seem like a somewhat challenging matchup, but when you can turn 2 people, you can beat just about anyone. Like, there's always hope if you can turn 2 someone. Okay. Well, no Leyline, no keep. No Leyline, no keep. Alright, this we will keep. Duskwatch bottom, Caryatid bottom. Leyline in play. Well, this is not as fast, and our mana situation isn't ideal. Opponent passes. Well, Forest, go. We need another blue source for this Drift of Phantasms. Opponent. Gonna get in with the Fanatic. Down to 19. Land, and there's War Marshal. Well, Forest, Sylvan Caryatid. Pass the turn. We'll see. We're looking at like turn 4, turn 5. That's a little scary against 8 whack if they have a decent hand. Opponent. And our opponent has lots of blockers, which is also somewhat of a problem. Land for our opponent. Fanatic. Do they have a whack? Answer, yes. Ooh, that is a lot of damage. Opponent gets in for 8, so we'll block, but we drop to 9, and I think we're going to be too slow. Down to 11, or yeah, we dropped to 11. I still think we're probably going to be too slow. Play Lumbering Falls, Birds of Paradise. Pass the turn. Opponent. They can kill the birds with a Fanatic if they want to. Goblin Guide. Combat. Opponent. Attacks. Top card is freed from the real. Well, block a Goblin Guide. Yeah, we don't have enough blue mana. And we're dead to, like, Goblin Grenade. Opponent passes. Okay. Does this let us do it? Freed from the real on Caryatid. I think this works. Our opponent needed to kill the bird, so we didn't have enough blue mana. Because now we make infinite mana. Oh, this is going to take so many clicks. Oh, yeah, we need to make, like, literally hundreds of mana without misclicking. Because we got to win with Lumbering Falls. And we can't activate it until after we have enough mana to make it lethal. So we need 8 times 20. Oh boy. 160 mana? Alright. Or even more because we got to activate Lumbering Falls. Like 170. Alright. I mean, we got the win. We'll see. We'll see if we time out. 10 mana. Probably edit this part out because it's not going to be entertaining. And jump back into it 160 mana from now. Assuming I don't misclick. But I think we do have the guaranteed win. I don't think our opponent can beat this Lumbering Falls. It would be easier if we had one more blue mana, because then we could show the kill. But without the extra blue mana, I'm just telling our opponent what the plan is. So they do... The kill is on board. I'm just not sure how obvious it is. So I figured if I laid it out, who knows, maybe they will just concede. Or maybe they have an answer that I'm not thinking of. In mono red, it seems like they shouldn't, but there could be. And we gotta not misclick. Tab for blue. Untap. Tab for blue. Untap. Tab for blue. And opponent! It looks like our little message in the chat works. Scoops it up and we take down the angriest of aggro decks. The combo comes through and yeah, I mean, for a budget combo deck, this seems fairly effective. More turn 2 kills. How many ways can we budget turn 2 kill people in Modern? Yeah, we're going to find out. 2 weeks in a row with the turn 2 kills. Well, sweet. Sweet, sweet. All right. Budget magic time. We are playing some Leyline of Abundance freed from the real combo. And, okay, this hand, no lands. We have our Leyline. We have infinite freed from the rails. We actually don't have a mana dork somehow. Yeah, we got to ship that. This hand, no Leyline. Keep going to 5. Oh, still no Leyline. Well, all right, I guess we keep... Drift of Phantasms, Forest to the bottom. So we need to draw into a Leyline. I really hate... Oh, boy, it's Tron. Ugh, okay. Well, Tron is a deck we can beat, but we're not going to beat it without a Leyline in our opener. So we're kind of in trouble here. We can easily just race Tron, because they can't really interact well with what we're doing. There actually might be some argument to conceding without our opponent seeing our hand. We'll see what we draw. Another Spell Pierce. Well, run out Paradise Druid. Pass the turn. Yeah, I don't know if we can afford to let our opponent see our hand. Because then they'll bring in Nature's Claims. And then Nature's Claims can interact with our Leyline. And are freed from the real. We'll see. Opponent plays a mine. Passes. We draw Leyline. We'll play... Oh, Sylvan Caryatid. We're like 2 turns away. Next turn we have to play Leyline. Ugh. And then the following turn, we can combo. Oh, so close. Is it going to be fast enough? It mostly depends on if our opponent has the Tron land. If they don't have the Tron land, we might be okay. We wouldn't mind drawing a land next turn, so we could Leyline and leave up Spell Pierce. Opponent catches in Relic. Well, let's see if they got the Tron land. Do they have the missing piece of the puzzle? Blast Zone. Relic of Progenitus. Blast Zone's actually an issue. Now we might be back to scooping. I don't think we can show our opponent combo pieces. But if we don't, we can't win. Yeah, we're going to go to sideboarding. Blast Zone lets our opponent kill our board. And we just can't... We can't show our opponent combo pieces. It's too important for sideboarding. Like, our odds of winning goes down so much once our opponent knows what our deck is doing. And we want to win on turn 1. So I think we have to... just go to sideboarding there. That's not a... I mean, is it an early scoop? Sort of. Like, technically, yes, it's an early scoop. But it's an early scoop in a strategic way. Like, we're scooping because our odds of winning the match is higher if our opponent doesn't know about Leyline. And that we need enchantments to win. Than if we just run our Leyline into a obvious blast zone that clears our board and we can't win anyway. So, strategic scooping, I would say. Alright, we get to play first, and let's get our Leyline hand. No Leyline. Mulligan. No Leyline. Mulligan. Alright, well, this we will keep. I mean, we got a shot. We got a shot. We can go pretty fast here. Yeah, we'll go to 5. Put Duskwatch to the bottom. Put Birds of Paradise to the bottom. Not birds. Hexproof Dork. Alright, start with the Leyline. Yavmaya Ghost. Birds of Paradise. I mean, this is a turn 3 win if our opponent can't interact, and that should be fast enough. Urza's Tower. Expedition map. Opponent passes. Oh. Wow. Turn 2 win if we had an untap land. I'll play Lumbering Falls. Pass the turn. Oh, man, maybe the mana base is just... Oh, what do we do about the mana base? It's costing us... It's cost us multiple games. Opponent's passing. Well, we're going to go for it. If they beat us, they beat us. Yeah, I mean, freed from the real. Untap. Tap. Untap. Tap. Untap. That looks like we might have got there. A turn slower than we... Okay, opponent's just going to crack the map, which means they are dead now. And that's why we scoop last game. Tap. We just have to not misclick. Untap. Tap. Untap. Tap. Hopefully once we show our opponent putting a counter on the birds, they'll just scoop. That would be ideal. Tap, untap. Tap. Untap. Counter on the dork. Usually once people realize that they're dead, they scoop. We'll see. If not, we just have to click around 200 times without making a mistake. Combo slightly easier in paper. Tap, untap. It does feel good to beat Tron, though. Tap, untap. Tap, untap. Counter on birds. Yeah, I don't know if our opponent's going to scoop. They might make us play this out. Or maybe they are doing us a favor so we can show off our combo to the viewers. I am really afraid we're going to misclick. One misclick does fizzle the combo because we don't have an extra blue mana. So if we misclick once, everything falls apart. And we still have a lot of clicks to go. 3 power. It takes 16 clicks altogether to increase, I guess 17 to activate the Leyline. 17 clicks to +1/+1. Times that by... And opponent asked what the win condition was, if it was just the birds. I said yes, and opponent scoops it up. All right, well, our opponent did scoop it up, and it worked, it worked. Run it back. I mean, that's the plan. Combo before our opponent can kill us. Gotta race the Tron. That's the plan. Well, I mean, it worked that time. Even through our slightly clunky mana. I don't know what to do about the mana in this deck. I honestly don't. I think, so if you decide to pick up the deck, my biggest advice would be, even if you don't want to upgrade. The deck is already pushing the budget. It's right at $100 already. Just because, like, Birds of Paradise, $30. Sylvan Caryat, it's 12. Leyline of Abundance is like 10. Drift of Phantasm is like 7. That's for playsets. Duskwatch is like 8. So we're already pushing the max budget. So I think that if you want to spend a tiny bit extra money, the biggest thing you could do is add like Botanical Sanctums to the mana base. Just up the dual land count so you don't have the clunky mana issues that we've had. And I think you could do that without being non-budget. Like, the optimal mana base is probably like 8-10 fetches, a bunch of breeding pools, some fast lands. Like, also, Dryad Arbor is a cool, like, land that taps for 2 with Leyline. So I think that you can do like a mid-range upgrade for this deck where maybe you spend an extra $50 to make the mana more functional, and that would actually improve things quite a bit. Well, we're keeping this. We're keeping it. We got the Leyline. We have Caryatid for turn 2, and we'll see. We'll see how nutty the nut draw is. Chromatic Sphere. I mean, Ooh, Spell Pierce is interesting. Land go. There's a power plant. Oh, there's Tron. Okay. Huh. Opponent grabs the Tron piece, passes. Well, yeah, I mean, if they got it, they got it. Caryatid go. Do they have the card? If we get to untap here, we get to blow up a Tron land and then Spell Pierce. So if we untap, we're actually not in horrible shape. Opponent, of course, does have card. And I believe that means we're done. Yeah, opponent passes. Well, we tried. That's unfortunate. Kill the card. Oh, so close, so close. We could not have played the Caryatid and tried to counter, but we haven't been hitting the lands anyway, so we really needed the mana for Beast Within. But yeah, I think our opponent's got us now. Karn the Great Creator, and we will scoop it up. Alright. Budget magic time. We are playing some Leyline of Abundance Wombo combo in Modern. Freed Abundance? Real Leyline? I don't even know. Reality something. I don't know. This hand's good except we don't have a Freed from the Real. That's what we're missing here. But we have the Leyline. We have the Mana Dorks. We got a Vapor's Neg, in case that's relevant. Polluted Delta for our opponent. Crocs Polluted Delta. Wandering Grave untapped. Fatal Pushes our birds. Sure. Well, play a land. Play Paradise Druid. Pass the turn. I mean, we're in the enviable position where, I guess we don't immediately win if we draw Free from the Real, because we don't have the second blue mana at the moment. Opponent passes. Well, play Birds of Paradise. Play Birds of Paradise. Play Forest, pass the turn. Opponent Thought Scours. Mills some stuff. I mean, the good news here is, if nothing else happens, we do have a lot of mana, so we can just start activating Leyline. It's kind of the backup plan, but if it works, it works. Opponent going to Lightning Bolt a Birds of Paradise, okay. And passes. We draw Leyline. Well, Leyline part 2. Opponent's going to counter it? We're okay with that. Alright, logic not sure? I mean, we already have a Leyline. A second one doesn't actually do anything. We're not going to attack, though. We want to keep this Paradise Druid living, if possible. Bloodstained Mire for our opponent. Passes. Does not pass. Steam Vents. Untapped. Mist Syndicate Naga. Sure. Opponent passes. We draw an island. Well, play the island. Pass the turn. Fumarole for our opponent. Vexing Devil. Well, we'll take our beats. Down to 16. Opponent, combat. Yeah, let's Vapor Snag. I'm afraid of tapping out and losing both of our Mana Dorks. Opponent. Well, come on! Freed from the Real. Opponent passes. Drift. Oh, we're a blue mana short. Alright. Transmute Drift. Get freed from the Real. Pass the turn. We'll see. Opponent could have a counter. We've seen counters already. Opponent, land, 2 cards in hand. 4 mana. Fumarole. Oh, okay. Well, now the odds of us winning is going up quite a bit. Opponent hits us, sure. Gets a copy. Yeah, all this is fine. Makes a copy. Passes. So we play Yavimaya Coast. We freed from the Real. And that should be game. And opponent scoops it up. And that is what we do. Oh, this deck's kind of working. Alright, so let's see. Negates in. Echoing Truth out. Void Slime out. Veil of Summers in. Maybe like go down Mana Leak for Weather the Storm? Maybe we go 2 Weather the Storms, 1 Veil of Summer. Yeah, try it like that. That was not the fastest combo kill, but it was fast enough. Well, okay. Leyline, Mana Dorks, that's what we're looking for, and that's what we got. We'll give it a shot. Only 1 land, but we will keep. Leyline, into play. And go ahead, opponent. What do you got? Leyline starting in play is so sweet. Lets us play around Thought Seizes and all that kind of stuff. Bloodstained Mire. Opponent passing. Well, Forest, Birds of Paradise, go. Opponent cracks. Watery Grave tapped. Still would like to draw another land, I think. Steam Vents. Untapped. Opponent passing. Upkeep stop. And Leyline. Well, play Birds of Paradise. Pass the turn. Opponent going to run out of Snapcaster. Alright. Well, I assume they're trying to set up some ninja value here. Probably like Mist Syndicate Naga off of the Snapcaster. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks. Yup. Hits us. Yeah, it looks like a Mist Syndicate Naga. Down to 14. There's the Naga. So we take 3. Opponent gets a copy. Yup. Opponent passes. I'll play Sylvan Caryatid. Pass the turn. Actually, maybe we have to play... I think we have to play Duskwatch, too. Pass the turn. Our 1 land is keeping us from comboing. Opponent. Fatal Push. Well, let's Veil of Summer. Protect our stuff. Opponent. Combat. Attacks. Alright, opponent passes. We draw blue Sun Zenith. Well, Transmute Drift. We can't win this turn, though. We gotta wait one more turn. Because we don't have any blue mana other than our mana dorks. Yeah, get freed from the real. Pass the turn. We can equip it, but we can't untap. So we gotta wait one more turn. Pass the turn. Duskwatch, gonna flip. Next turn, though, we can potentially combo with counter backup, which is nice. Opponent. 3 mana. Combat. Passes. Alright. Well, let's freed from the real, carry added. Archmage's Charm. Well, okay. Spell Pierce. And opponent scoops it up. Alrighty then. Sweet. It's working. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. So what do we learn this week about freed abundance in the modern format? And so overall, record-wise, we finished with a 3-2, which that's a fine record for a budget deck. You can't really go wrong with a winning record with a budget deck. We did lose to Tron and Humans, and those losses were a little bit frustrating because in each of those matches, we had draws where we could win the game, but we had some mana problems, which I think if you want to upgrade this deck just a little bit, not the full-blown spend a whole bunch of money upgrade, probably the easiest thing you can do is get some like Botanical Sanctums in the mana base. If you have breeding pools from standard, stick those in the mana base. Basically, any number of untapped Simic dual lands in the mana base is going to make this deck better. Obviously, in the ideal expensive upgrade world, you get a bunch of fetch lands, like 8 or 10 fetch lands, you get a bunch of shock lands, you fetch them out, your mana is always perfect, you never have that trouble, because some of our losses came from us not having an extra blue mana, essentially. We would have our Leyline, we would have our Birds of Paradise, or whatever, we'd have our Freed from the Real, but we wouldn't have the mana to cast Freed from the Real and untap it at the same time. We also ran into that a little bit with blue Sun Zenith, so that's one of the biggest upgrades you can make to the deck. Otherwise, I mean, the deck is fairly effective. Yes, it does have some games where we just mulligan basically into oblivion because we really want the Leyline. This is an all-in combo deck, essentially. Because we're playing so many mana dorks and combo pieces, we don't really have a super legitimate win by attacking plan. I guess in theory, like Lumbering Falls, the Paradise Druid, Duskwatch Recruiter, they can attack, but really we're a combo deck, so we're mulliganing aggressively. With London mulligans, we're usually finding our Leyline pretty quickly, but there will be some games where we just like mull to 3, don't find a Leyline and do nothing. That is a risk of the deck, kind of unavoidable in the budget build of the deck, but still, I mean, the deck can kill people on turn 2. We did kill people on turn 2, and in a modern format where people say the 2 ships passing in the night thing. Basically, a lot of decks are goldfishing for the kill. A lot of decks aren't really playing interaction, and our combo is kind of resilient to interaction anyway because of the hexproof on Sylvan Caryatid and Paradise Druid. So even if our opponent does have like a Path to Exile, a Fatal Push, a lot of our combo pieces get around that and can still win the game. So overall, I mean, I think Freed Abundance, it's a sweet budget option. I think the mana base upgrades would go a long way to solving some of our problems. The Humans game in specific, where we had the turn 2 win, but they had 2 forests and not a blue source to actually win. That one was pretty brutal, pretty frustrating. So I feel like mana base upgrades would go a long way, but the combo's pretty solid as it is. So if you're looking for another sweet way to kill people on turn 2 in Modern, give it a shot. It's definitely a fun deck and can steal a lot of wins pretty quickly in the game. So anyway, that's been our budget magic for this week. Leyline of Abundance or Freed Abundance combo. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.